There is a meeting that is going on that has been christened Limuru 3. These are my views on it. We have had two Limurus. Let us compare the two Limurus so that we can now compare the third Limuru. The Limuru 1, 1966, was ostensibly made when the Kikuyus were made to understand that Jaramogi Oginga Odinga wanted to grab power from them. That was Limuru 1. Limuru 2 was for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to be appointed as the sole speaker of the Kikuyu people. Currently, the Limuru 3, you'll be told a lot of stories, but the truth of the matter is Limuru 3, the main aim is also to have the Kikuyu speak on one voice and appoint a third person to head the Kikuyus. Now the question is the political environment or political temperature in Kikuyu land so hot that to the boiling point that they need to converse around one person? Do they feel threatened? I'm not even trying to say that Limuru 1 or Limuru 2 they felt threatened. No. What I'm trying to say is that Limuru 1 and Limuru 2, they were made to believe that they were threatened. Now, are Kikuyus convinced that they are threatened? That is the question you have to answer, not me. And then the question is, when we had Limuru 1, Jomo Kenyatta was the undisputed Kikuyu king. Limuru 2, Uhuru Muigai was the undisputed Kikuyu king. Right now, Kikuyus are divided into fragmented things. If Kikuyus were today to sit down and vote for a tribal leader, I come from Kayaba. My mother came from Kayaba. 10 kilometers from, less than 10 kilometers from Gashagua's place. But if Kikuyus were to elect a tribal leader today, Ndindi Nyoro would take it. But then, Gachagua is the deputy president. So by virtue of his position, he's the Kikuyu kingpin. So we can say they are running neck to neck. Yet again, in the Kamwene, even if they were to be given an opportunity to choose a tribal leader, I know Mother Karua is working hard to be endorsed by Kamwene. But then, if Kamwene were to sit down and decide who, on that side, you see this other side has two leaders. This other side has both Ndindi Nyoro and Rigiji. But if Kamwene were to sit down and elect, I think Jeremiah Kioni would give Mother Karua a run for her money. Even if he won't, but what I would say is that there would be a very big split in Kamwene. Kamwene is united because they have one cause and they have one. But then, are they united behind one? And on the other side, is Rigiji and Ndindi Nyoro united? So there has to be a civil war in each side. Let's say Kamwene now comes up with a leader. At the other side, Rigiji and Ndindi Nyoro come up with that person. Then the two face each other for the final. They have not even reached semi-final, so we cannot say who can be the Kikuyu traditional leader. The Kamwene is using a trick. Kamwene is using a trick where they are saying they need one vote, 1 shilling system. It cannot work, it will never work. When it comes to allocation of money, and when it comes to demarcation of constituencies, they use the system that is called 69. How does 69 work? 69 works this way. They want to create 10 constituencies, 10 new constituencies, isn't it? They will look for that. They'll write two lists. One list is the list that starts with areas that are densely populated. They say this is the most densely populated place up to the least densely populated place. And on the other side, they'll come up with a list of counties that are far away from each other. A county like Wajir, a county like Turkana, a county like Marsabit have very few people. But you see, for the county commissioner or county governor, moving from one end to the other. So they look at one line, which they'll call this one is the most populated, and this is the least populated. And then the other side, they'll say this is the area that a representative covers large areas from one village to another. So if they do that, they'll come to this, say that we will take the first 10 places with densely populated, and then we'll also take, that is why it is called 69, because 6 and 9 is the opposite of each other. So they take top 10 this and top 10 this, and then you create the two. And then the question is, today, the mountain may seem to be high on GDP, but then would it happen that forever? Remember, don't create a law for you today, which tomorrow the sword may be on your enemy's side. If you look at Lapset, it starts from Lamu all the way to Garissa, all the way to Lodwar. Those places have rich minerals and whatever. For example, we have Kina Samburu and whatever. Those areas have got oil deposits. If they start producing oil deposit, remember, Lamu Port, if today it starts working in full time, Lamu Port would produce to the GDP equivalent money or even more than Kilindini Port. And you see, Kilindini falls under Mombasa County. So Mombasa has more than 10 times the population of Lamu. What would that mean? It would mean that Lamu would receive the highest per capita. And then they will start building level 7 hospitals in the middle of villages. So we have to put a lot of consideration into that. But lastly, as I'm about to finish, I'll tell you that those people who are coming up in Limuru 3, first of all, the Kikuyu tribe, apart from business, they don't feel threatened. They don't feel threatened. And you know, Limuru 1 and 2, the psyche in the mentality of the Kikuyus was that their tribe was targeted and limited. But then today, do they have that? And then again, in the Limuru 1 and Limuru 2, there was one undisputed leader for the tribe. Because you remember in Limuru 2, the late Michuki said anybody wanting to have the Kikuyu feeling should go and talk to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Do we have an undisputed Kikuyu leader? Right now we have to go to semi-finals, both in Azimio and in Kenya Kwanza. So then after they have gone to semi-finals, then they meet as finals. So I only see that one as the meeting will be a failure. It is just meant to tell people we are here and we are, but it has also a counterproductive, because members of Azimio who are not from the mountain now feel that the leaders of Azimio from the mountain have turned tribal and not national. Thank you.